Hello. Just checking how things are lining up. We are going to be looking at Fatima today. So let me just make sure that here we go. There we are. Want to make sure that this is all set up the way it should be. Hi, Jake. How are you? Good to see you over here. Thank you so much. Hello, Paula Faust. How are you? Giving you a wrench, Jake. You can be a moderator. If you see any troll activity, hide them from the channel if you can't block them. But so, hello. We're going to be looking at the subject matter of Fatima from Portugal, Spain. Many people are familiar with this, but if you're not, I'll get the pages up and we will touch on it. And I'm going to read on it. I'm going to see what I get with the cards. I'm just kind of fixing my decks because I was reading earlier with Sharon, Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot, and Mandy from Divine Feminine Shield Maiden over in the UK. So there's a lot of questions about this apparition, and that was witnessed by a whole village of people. And, some people don't believe it. Some people do believe it. I do believe something happened. I have my own theories and whatnot, and it's something that I've kind of followed over the years. And I'm just going to put my cleansing Florida water as we go into it. And I'll share a screen with you so that you can see. I'm glad that you're doing well, Paula. You've got thunder and lightning outside, eh? Hey, Indigo Chrysalis Tarot. How are you? You feel like it's UFO related. That's interesting. Oh, hi, Alice Rodriguez. Good afternoon. It's the first time I catch you live. I've been wondering if Fatima messages were about Russia and Ukraine. I have a sneaking suspicion they do. Yes, Indigo. Mama Mary. Yes. So we're going to go all into that today. And I'm just going to grab a wiki page just for a refresher. Let's see. The Fatima apparition, Portugal. All righty. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. And I will share my screen. Okay. All right. So, hey, thank you for those of you that are joining us. Don't forget to please put a thumbs up as we go into the topic of Fatima and the three secrets, the popes, the fact that they didn't reveal what they were supposed to initially. I have feelings, a whole lot about theories about that, and I welcome you to share your own. I always just ask that we all be respectful of each other's different ideas. There's room for different opinions. Okay, so looking at this, here we have the three children who are Lucia, or she might have pronounced it Lucia because Portuguese is different, Santos and her cousins, Francisco, Marto, and where was the other? Jacinta. Okay. And that's Jacinta there. Now, the two children here do end up passing through illness, but they received messages from Our Lady of Fatima. And they are a series of apocalyptic visions and prophecies, which were purportedly given to three young Portuguese shepherds Lúcia Santos, and her cousins Jacinta and Francisco Marto by a Marian apparition. And it started on my dad's actually birth date, which is the 13th of May. And often that date is very close to Mother's Day. Just another little note. All right. And this was in 1917. Okay. The three children claimed to have been visited by the Virgin Mary 6 times between May and October of 1917. The apparition is now popularly known as Our Lady of Fatima. Okay. Now, the three secrets. What were the three secrets of Fatima? Okay, and it says here, the Three Secrets of Fatima are a series, yes, apocalyptic visions. There was basic living a liturgical life and basic, they say, catechism on the Bible. But I think that that's such fluff. So here we go. Here's a timeline for us. What are the three, this says, secrets of Our Lady of Fatima? And we're being shown September the 2nd, 1952. Pope Pius the 12th was sent Father Schwegel to interrogate Sister Lucy about the third secret at her convent in Coimbra. I think that's how you pronounce it, Portugal. It was suppressed. I think probably my feeling is that the Virgin Mary was calling out the church for its corruption to do with children and its greed. It's notoriously corrupt. And I don't think they wanted to say, hey, yeah, Virgin Mary says we're corrupt and we need to clean up our act. This is my theory, okay? But anyway, so they suppress the release of the secret, the third secret that they were supposed to release. And 1960 comes and goes without this third secret being released. And in 1946, Sister Lucy was asked when the third secret would be revealed to the world. So some of these places that I'm getting information from, you do have to be, mindful. But these are pretty factual based on what happened there. And I will share this page with you if you want to read it. Just be mindful about what the sources and stuff. So 1960, as I said, comes and goes. 1946, she was asked when it would be revealed to the world, and without hesitation, she said 1960. And in 1955, Cardinal Ottaviani asked her why it was not to be opened before 1960. And she told him because it will seem clearer, más claro. Sister Lucia made the Bishop of Fatima, Lieria, promise that the secret would be read to the world at her death. But no event later than 1960. Because the blessed, this is quote unquote, the Blessed Virgin wishes it so. And from Canon Barthius, moreover, the third secret will soon be known, since Sister Lucy affirms that Our Lady wills that it can be published beginning with the beginning date of 1960. Well, that didn't happen. Nevertheless, 1960, the Vatican said that the third secret would not be released. And, there was I feel like they kind of held her, my idea is they kind of held her in place. They didn't want, she knew something, and they didn't want it coming out. So yes. And there's more. I mean, this goes on. But I will allow you guys to do your homework there. I'll stop sharing that. And we'll get into Exactly. The sighting hasn't been validated by the Catholic Church, which means that you are not required by the Catholic Church to believe in it. It is something like food for thought. And if it doesn't make sense to you, they're fine with you dismissing it. She was in dress white with blue robe holding rosary. Yes. Let's see if I can get a likeness. And of that day, the sun spun. So here is the popular depiction. Let me share this so that you guys can see. So this is the standard image, pretty much just as she said, with this look. Let me see what else. There's Fatima. Here's another representation. There's a number of sites, but typically here is like this is an older version of what you might find on a holy card for Our Lady of Fatima. And this might be in a church somewhere. I wonder if that's an old... Okay, so you get the idea. All right. So I'll stop that share. Exactly. And Mary's like, I got time, but you all don't, Catholic Church. You know, you need to straighten up your act. And she was trying to get them to do that. So there's so many questions. So one of the main things that I want to look at is the validity. Okay, I'm willing to be open, you know, and just say, okay, was this a really authentic apparition? I want to look at that with the cards, see what I pick up. And I want to look at why it was suppressed and what the messages were, because obviously she wanted these released in 1960, preferably. That was, I'm 53. I was born in 1968. So, like, you know, a heck of a long time ago. And Russia was supposed to be consecrated to her. And I guess this has been done, but apparently Pope Francis did it again, and Ukraine consecrated them, I read. So if anybody knows, oh, no problem. They've got that coming, Jake. They do have it coming. I've seen that in dreams. I used to be part of the Catholic Church. I was a Eucharistic minister. And there was a lot of things I loved about it, but I realized they would never accept my children because they're part of the LGBTQIA community, and you don't accept my kids, and you don't advance women. I can't support you. And I don't think Jesus would either. So that's why I stepped away. One of the reasons. Anyway, so I want to look at and connect with Mary and ask her, just go to the source, right? What she has to say about this apparition, valid or not, and the information. And I think we can start with that. And you are more than welcome to join me if you have pendulum cards, whatever, and feel free to type and share in the chat log what you might get and your opinion. I just ask that you remain respectful of others. So I've got to see which deck I feel like using with her. I never know. Sometimes I think it's going to be one way and it comes out another. You know, you think, oh, I'm going to use that deck. I really do feel like using the Awakened Soul deck to start with. Okay, so I'm going to ask Mary, the Blessed Virgin Mother, and I give thanks for her ahead of time here and thank her for assisting and helping me in my life. I appreciate it so much. She's been with me through some dark times. I'm able to separate her from the church pretty easily, just as I'm able to with JC. I'm glad that I have a personal, private relationship there. You know, that's how it should be, if that resonates with you. But I'm also kind of a little bit pagan, so I think Jesus is like, we understand. No problem. I think Mary Magdalene got the short end of the stick. I think that they suppressed her importance. And a lot of the men, especially at that time, were driving Christ crazy. They wouldn't talk to women, especially women that were prostitutes or were not accompanied. It was very much by the rule, of that society. But Jesus did. He would plop right down and talk to him, and they'd be saying to him, what are you doing talking to her? She's a prostitute. And Jesus would be like, chill your tits. And can you think of how many times he said they were getting on his nerves in the Bible? A lot. So I think, unfortunately, what happened, my opinion again, is that once he was not there to direct the church, I think they put a lot of their own agenda and prejudice in. Definitely. That's a fact. They used to be able to marry, and that changed only as a timeline in the Christian faith not that long ago. So that was, they changed a lot of things, and I think not in a sensible fashion. I think we all know that. Well, those of us that share the same wavelength. So I'm going to look and ask Mary. Thank you, Viviani. This is for entertainment purposes only. And it's why I don't believe it either, Indigo. Heather, I think that was more of backwash on her to try to soil her power. I think she was a very powerful woman, and it wouldn't surprise me if she was Christ's love interest. It really wouldn't. He was a human being as well. He wasn't as uptight as the disciples around him. They drove him crackers. They did. Yes, I agree. I agree, Jake. It's just, to me, that has always resonated, and I am willing to if my mind changed, if there's something that I come across that resonates differently, but this I feel to be true, and when I get that feeling, I know that I can take it to the bank for myself. I can't prove it to anyone. I'm not interested in trying to do so, but yeah. So let's just look at you guys. That's right. It was largely by a male society that was very threatened by women and very much thought women were basically chattel. So, JC was a rebel. He was not like that. That's why they killed him. Just like they do Martin Luther King and, people that try to do good in the world, they get a target. We know that. And he knew that. So let's just ask our Blessed Mother if she will share information with us that she wishes to with regard to the Fatima or Fatima apparition in Portugal, 1917. Was this and for real? Let me just start by that way. Apparition. Did you really come to the children and make those effects with the sun and the crowd with the rain and the dry. I think it'd be pretty hard for those 3 children to pull that off. Just saying. She's giving me the mirror card. Yes, this was her. It was like a reflection. The apparition is like a reflection, like a hologram I'm getting. That's what popped into my head, okay? So she shows me mirror. And cleanse. It was about people cleaning up their act. And the reflection also, if you think about the church is supposed to be a reflection of Christ, I think Mother Mary was calling them on the carpet. Fun. And this is 3, there's 3 children here. Well, it's not children, but there's 3 people having fun. And it's interesting. There's 1 male and 2 females. Sorry about that. And then I get the challenge. So I think this changed their lives. This is, for me, the 3 children without a doubt. And into their, they didn't live long, except for Lucia, who did live quite a long time. But I see that it created a challenge in their life. I'm shown that. And I'm shown a woman with a chess piece. And so there is strategy. And there was a strategy with, I feel like, the messages that as she gave them throughout the months. I feel like that's what's being shown here. There was a purpose. And for these children, their lives were really interrupted. They were hounded. I feel sorry for them. If you read about it, anyways, they were put through the ringer. We get rescue. She shows me the card of rescue. And there's like a hand that's reaching from the heavens down and taking hold. And I feel like the children, but really also Lucia. Leadership. She was speaking to, I feel like, the leadership within the church, and it needed to be rescued. She really got those children through difficult times, too, when they were being bothered by leadership in the town. They were put through a lot of testing and deprivation. It's pretty cruel. Sovereignty. This is about your own power. Now, I'm sure they did not want to encourage people to reclaim their power. But this is also telling the church to come back and be a sovereign, aligned body in Christ. Because the leadership, she felt, was in trouble. So she was addressing leadership within the church and the world. And she called for prayer and meditation. And that came with the recognition of sovereignty and recognizing, I think, also as Christ, as the sovereign body of Christ. No problem, Deanne. I'm getting solitude. So I think, she's definitely saying calling people to meditation and solitude. I think probably to make offering up, fasting, this kind of thing. We know that that's part of the request that she made that did come and be released. She's showing that. But a rebirth. So she was wanting to see a rebirth. But more, in solitude, people in their own, I think, private way than following the church. I think there was a concern too that people would be falling away from the church, but they didn't release what they should have. That shows you there was something wrong going on. And she's calling for it to be basically that it needs a rehaul, a rebirth. She brings up the issue of sensuality. Mary Magdalene, anyone? Shall we go to trying to smear some sex worker by saying that somebody's a sex worker like it's an insult rather than a job of desperation? Also, the power of women's sensuality. And she brings release. Our girl is coming through. She's not exactly like they want to portray her as this delicate. She is very powerful. So she wants more openness around sensuality. And I think that means around how people identify and feel and acceptance, to release prejudice and to release getting caught up in that about what somebody else's sensuality is about. There's a sense of definitely that they're too uptight. This is a fan dancer. And we were just talking about Mary Magdalene and how women that were in sex work, or they're trying to smear her, and how Jesus talking to the prostitutes. Well, she's bringing us back to that conversation, isn't she? Yeah, I don't believe that she was. But I think Our Lady wants to talk about to release judgment on people that do that kind of work. That needs to happen. And it may have been part of also the message of what she felt like the church needed to clean up. I'm getting that the message was to the hierarchy for a good scrubbing. And that was their chance. And these people will be, these popes and stuff, they're going to have to answer to Jesus for this. And I would not want to be them. And Mary. Dream and devotion. I think she, was wanting to call and wants to call people back to develop that bond through their own dream, through their own opening of spiritual energy that allows her to come into their mind and intuition, and to keep that devotion because it affects her. If the church is doing bad things and they're not cleaning up their act, people turn away from her help because they look at her and they can't help but think of the clergy that are a bunch of, many of them should never be there, be behind bars. But they will have to face their consequences, as you know. There's always, since they didn't do that. So I believe that she did. Now I'm going to check. Yes, Callie Suds. Yes, Alice, that's correct. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate all this. Oh, Mikhail. So wonderful to see you popping in. I hope you are well, Mikhail. So she is showing me, yes, this is a real apparition. This was a real message that they didn't handle very well. They dropped the football. And I believe they sequestered Lucia. It's my mother-in-law's birthday today, and her name is Lucia, and she's passed on, so she is in heaven. So I kind of am making a little language slip, so forgive me. But anyhow, happy birthday to my mother-in-law in heaven. Lucia, I believe, was really kept out of public. They really clamped down her freedom. What I want to look at, I think I need, will be probably just the regular tarot deck. I am going to go with, I think I'm going to go ahead and use the star deck. That's the one that's speaking to me. And I'm getting warm, so I'm going to just slip my sleeves off because I'll probably get cold in 2 seconds and have to put it right back on. Drives me crazy. I am wearing clothing. I am not nude. Okay. Now, let's take a look and see. Since we already know that she's saying it's a valid message, I'm going to ask, why did they suppress it? Clearly, we got a message that they were supposed to clean up their act, the hierarchy, and make a church as anew and make reparation for offenses. What does she want to say about this? And again, I thank the Blessed Virgin Mother, and I ask her to help guide and direct this reading so I can read accurately and clearly whatever it is that she wants to share about this apparition. I'm going to lay this like in a Celtic cross kind of way. Okay. Well, here we have the children, I believe, with the Prince of Wands. And this is, I feel like, sharing the message, doing what she asked, being active. And these children are pure. That's Saint Michael, the Knight of Swords. He comes as the king or the knight. But here, very swiftly, this is also, I think, to do with children in the church. Okay. And this is anger. This is like, I'm going to bleed there in a split second, lightning fast. Phew. And the basis of this is on the Nine of Cups that she's showing me. This is open hearts and people having their hearts aligned and flowing with Christ. And here's the princess. Again, the children. We need to have our heart go back like a child. Remember that child, we still are that child, that they're in there. And we can go back and look through the eyes of a child and remember that purity and that acceptance, that openness. And that's why she appeared to children, and others that are able to hear the message. So she's showing me the purity of children and the issue with children. And I feel like all the stuff that we've found out that they've done regarding children. And it can deal with pleasures also, that Nine of Cups as a basis. And the Knight of Cups, all these cups, shows up in the past, connecting to the Knight of Swords. So first we have this appeal, and then it becomes more aggressive. It's more serious. The Queen of Fire, we have the Queen of Wands taking action. I think Lucia tried to take action, and she did present them with the information. I think that children were definitely brought up. Treatment of children. Here's the Sun. Exposure of goings on. There's, that there's a need for healing and truth, and that in the environment is the Seven of Cups, delusion, being not following logic, and to me, not following what they're supposed to follow with Christ. They're off in their own fantasy whims and desires, and they're abusing their power and losing their way. Also, the fantasies around kids. Okay, yuck. Definitely. Yeah. There's the Seven of Swords. So again, this is cover up. This is about things not being as they are represented. It's deliberately, many times, trying to cover something up and deny it. And they did do that. They would send priests that interfered with children to another. We all know this, that if we're in the church, you got the son as well, Heather, that they would shuffle them around, to unsuspecting other parishes in a completely different state. And they would offend again. So to me, there was definitely something brought up in this. And can you imagine if there's children saying you have to stop hurting children, or, they probably freaked out. Yes, the Fool. And this is about the rebirth that she showed earlier for the church. This deals with children, innocence, and purity of heart and faith, having faith. And given she knew that she could give these children this task, but she knew that they were not going to, obviously, share this when they should. I do feel that. Let me pull a few more cards. Here's Justice that's coming. It's part of the plan with the Seven of Pentacles. And these are the things that we need to tend in our life. So with Justice, it's about bringing things to balance. And that means working on each day, being more mindful, trying to be a bit better person, that kind of thing. That's what she's calling us to do. Because it leads up to a harvest. It leads up to a goal, a balance that's going to be created, or a decision. And this has been something that's been going on for a long time. She's giving me the Knight of Coins. This is power and control, and the type of people that have it don't like to share. This is about they need to open up and be more open to the public, to represent the public, and get basically on the same level. They are not above the public. She's definitely wanting to say, you are not above the public. You are a public servant. You are to serve them. Three of Cups, not about, having a cushy life. She feels that the three children successfully gave her message with that Three of Cups. That reminds me of the three children, and it's like success and the world. So I believe that she has accepted the consecration, whatever the case may be, by whoever. I feel like mission accomplished. Okay. And that the world will have less severe things. I feel like my energy is, it's going to help shift the energy. So that was important that the Pope did that. Okay. High Priestess, these are the secrets. Okay. Maybe she's going to give us a little peeky poo. Ace of Cups. Open your heart. Open your heart to Christ. Open your heart to the Christ consciousness. You don't have to go with the dogma of what men have written down. Go with what you know in your heart in unconditional love. Like John. John is great in that, love one another, treat others as you'd want to be treated. It's really not hard. And be compassionate, very empathetic, flow with compassion. The Eight of Pentacles. This is work that has to be done over and over again so that you get better and better. I wonder, too, if this is about their money situation. But let me just pull another card. Prince of Swords. This is about being mindful and aware and cautious. Mindful work. I feel like, again, it's inner work, becoming more prayerful, because when you, like a rosary, I actually enjoy doing that because it can really put me into a really good kind of a, spiritual zone where I can start to hear and receive stuff. Hi, Ron. Hi, everyone. Don't mean to ignore you guys. I'm on a roll and I got to go with what I'm getting. But the Page of Pentacles is also the work that we're called to do, I feel like, within, to make sure that we're in alignment, to make sure that we're kind and all of that. Hey, Shield Maiden, did you want to, well, I'll just continue on. I don't want to break up the flow here yet. I'll bring you on when we're going to, and Heather and whoever else wants to, for some questions in the next hour. We're at 41 minutes here. So I'm just going to continue to read here so I can focus. Otherwise, I end up not being able to focus on what I want to do in this one. I want to look at can she explain to us what directly more were the three secrets about? What do we need to know about the three secrets? Anything that may not have been shared? I'm sure there were some things. Let's see what we get. Oh, does she need a wrench? Hold on. Oh. Why doesn't she have a wrench? I thought I wrenched you. There you go. Okay. There we are. And here we go. The Russian Orthodox Church is very powerful. Conservative Christians in this country fawn over Putin, saying he is more Christian than a lot of people in the U.S. Claudia Pava. Oh, my Lord. Well, I think Jesus begs to differ. We can ask him. But I think we already know. So what are the three secrets? What were they about? And what does she want us to know about them? Our Lady. And I give thanks. Strength and fortitude. It's about enduring. And that I'm getting the message, if you really are a Christian, you don't have it easy. You pick up your cross. You go through a hard time. It's not for somebody to sit and eat bonbons on a sofa and wear a red cap and go to his little meetings and wear a lot of gold jewelry. And it is also about keeping base instincts, greed, and trying to dominate other people in check by gentleness, like the gentleness of Christ. That whole concept. And she's showing the child again, the Princess of Cups, and being with the eyes of a child and the heart of a child. So you have the strength and the endurance of an adult, but you keep. Yes, one of them is about Russia. And then the earth will have peace. And it's shown me, Claudia, that she's accepted it. I got that. So that's good. I got, if you look back in the playback, you'll see I got the world and the Three of Cups. So I felt like that was the children and the world being consecrated to her and the world being safe then. And then like, yay, oh, thank God, literally. So she's talking about keeping an open heart as a child, but the strength and fortitude of a wise, mature person. You don't let your, you keep your passions in check. You know, it's not that you can't have them, but you don't let them run roughshod. You know, you don't let your insecurities and your fears make you cause you to treat someone poorly, etc. It's awareness. So you will endure a lot of crap. That's basically what she's saying. And they weren't doing enough. This is withholding, and this is definitely them withholding the message. Eight of Swords, restraining it. That they need to open up, that they need to open their hearts. The Wheel of Fortune. And this, to me, was and is the events that are forthcoming, that are happening throughout time, because cause and effect. I think converted to Christ consciousness and in a more personal way that isn't prone to the corruption of an organized religion, because it looks like it's dealing with you and us doing the work that we need to do within ourselves, connecting to God and through her. And she was calling them to clean up their act because they're supposed to be teaching us that. Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Cups. So I do feel like things shall continue forward in a way now that she is content with. The Prince of Swords. This could be a message or watching. The Ace of Cups. I think this was and has been her reaction to consecration. You know, I think it enabled her to protect us and mitigate events. Because people raising literally their spiritual energy, whether you're a Catholic that's devout or you're kind of a do-it-yourselfer like me, you know? And this is the fighting. This is the bull crap. This is the arguing and women can't be in. This is the fighting and the competition and backstabbing being called out. I think also you could say, I get this with the three children. Again, the Three of Cups. And I think there was also a message here of hope that despite you going through difficult ordeals, you will prevail. And I think one of the things that she did tell them was you will not have happiness on this earth, but you will in the next world. And that's very true. I've heard that from other spirits family friends that I've talked to that have passed. So that message resonates to me. And we get another three. Again, the Three of Pentacles, the collaboration of the three children. She's acknowledging that. And look, she's acknowledging them as her children. And the two of Pentacles goes to the three. So I feel like the 2 and 3 means, again, I think there's an acknowledgement that they delivered what they were supposed to do, that we're supposed to work on ourselves and work with other people to shift our energy and lift our energy out of this fighting and hateful nastiness and competition and insecurity. And she's calling us to come out of our fears and embrace and uplift each other, be connected. And here we have the Hierophant. Who is that? That's the Pope. That's what she wants to say. The Sun. I think she likes Pope Francis. I think that she's, again, saying something that he's done, or perhaps, I don't know. I think it's Pope Francis. Just pull a few more cards. She's putting light on him. There's something that is not with him, has not been revealed. It's not how people think or something. Something is other than as it appears, and it will be exposed perhaps on the papacy. And there is some sense of having successfully won a battle to expose lies and hidden, I think, corruption. So that might yet be forthcoming, because they didn't clean it up when she asked them to. So I see she's putting the Sun, quote unquote, her son. There's the Pope. We have the Seven of Swords, which usually deals with something that's not honest, or what has been hidden, camouflaged, hidden from sight. Those three, I don't think we've ever gotten the full enchilada, but I think we're going to. I think that is forthcoming, that we will know what it is that they hid. That's coming. It's coming sooner than we think with these cards. Yes, Russia is all about corruption, and their church is super. Unfortunately, the church in Moscow is very, very, very corrupt. So I think this is to do more with the hierarchy of the papacy and the things that have gone on. There's been some hidden things, but there is a victory over this corruption, over this hidden element that's trying to hide in there like an infection. It's just what came to mind. Knight of Pentacles. This is about loyalty and devotion, and such that isn't fickle. It's or a front. It's about being real and having skin in the game, carrying your cross. And she's giving, again, the Prince of Wands, wanting people to more consciously, again, be his children, but be as, I think, as serious about their spiritual well-being as these children were. That she gave this information, because she gave a lot more than just 3 secrets. She was giving them some personal understandings. The world. She's showing me the world again. And the Queen of Swords. That's her defending us and intervening for us. She's got a side of kick butt. She does. I know that because when I've had to call for help and I've called her out for her, it's like the bad energy went pew. So she has and is watching and is looking after the world, and in a very protective way, but also in a way that wants to cut away the lies, the corruption, when I see he canceled the meeting, good. I did a reading on the Russian Orthodox, I think it's Kirill. Yes. Jesus is not too happy. Says, he's not following me. Here we have death. So a radical change in the world, and the Two of Cups, a radical change to love and love one another. So I think so far, unfortunately, through events like these wars, I think she is mitigating some circumstances, is what I feel like I'm being shown. But she's seeing that we are responding more in love, the way that we should be. But I believe that we do have some things that will be revealed with regard to the papacy in the future, relatively near future. And I feel that she's saying these children's mission is complete, that she's accepted it. And for those that didn't do what they were supposed to do within the church, well, they will have to face consequences, obviously. Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. Certain losses, that's very sorrowful. This is about nurturing. And these are people, I think, too, that had to walk away, that they've damaged. They have caused and created loss. And she's trying to heal that. She will heal that. Yep. Knight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. It will come, it feels like, in cycles or sequence. I feel like it's an energy that she is sending out with the Knight of Wands towards the earth. I do. I would love to visit Fatima. It's just too bad. It's corrupt, and it's run as most places of power now. It's not really about spirituality. And I think that she was trying to throw him a bone. And I think predictably they did not, turn over a new leaf, rebirth, but it will go ahead and happen without them, and they will be held to account, and there will be information that they held back that will come out. It is yet to come out. Maybe, who knows, maybe Francis will reveal it. Maybe this Pope will reveal it. He would be the one, I think, out of many that we've had that would. He's done some more radical than most of them, being very, very conservative. Okay, so the message is about unconditional love, about opening your heart and remembering to see through the eyes that you had as a child before you told yourself you couldn't this and that, and to be open in that way, and to be open to receive and give that unconditional love. That's what Christ was all about, love. John said it best, just love one another. And it's easy to say, not so easy to do. Some people are not easy to love. So now I am going to take a look. I'm just coming up at 59 minutes, the first hour, and I'm going to take a look and see what you all have to say, and perhaps throw cards on some of the questions you may have in the chat. All right. So let's see. I want to say hello to you. Hola de Madeira. Hola. Gaston. I'll have to read that again. My Spanish, I really need to brush up. He's done some serious radical moves, and it's been wonderful. Yeah, I've been very pleasantly surprised, I have to say. Yep. And it's coming. It's coming. They will find out that they cannot stop this. No matter how much they try to hide it under a basket or whatever, it's it's coming out. The Son, Christ, is going to make sure it comes out. And she will too. Ah, adore. Conservative Christian. Okay, well, sorry. Let's see. At least Francis apologized to the First Nation people, yes, of Canada, for the death of children on the unmarked graves. The church needs to do more, much, much more, and be much, much more honest and apologetic and back it up by reparation for those that they ended up getting assaulted, and you know what I'm saying. The conservative Christians in the US stopped being Christian a long time ago. That's why I left the church at 13. Blackcat, can you ask why the apparition of Puerto Rico for 33 days? Yeah, sure. Wasn't aware of that one. Yes. I'll have to look at that one up. Maybe I just forgot about it. Sorry, my stones are, I've got some rose quartz here. All right. Yeah, so this was, I will see, Puerto Rico. Let's see, 1953. I'm glad that she accepts the consecration. That was always a concern. Like, oh man. And just in time, not too short. So let's see, Puerto Rico. Let's see, I'm going to put Our Lady. (1953) and put Puerto, no. Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to share this with you. On April 23rd, again, today's the 24th. Goosebumps. Our Lady in Puerto Rico, 1953, is said to have appeared before, again, 3 school children, ages 7 to 9 years old. News of the apparition spread quickly. Thousands of people journeyed to the rural area where it happened, several minutes away from town, heading north on PR Road 364. The Virgin Mary appeared a total of 33 times during the next month. Okay. Let's see. On May 25th, 1953, the date when the Virgin had announced its last apparition, visitors had numbered into the tens of thousands. And throughout the apparition period and from that date on, many, many miracles have been attributed to La Virgen del Pozo. A chapel was built on the site several years later. A small museum next to the chapel contains hundreds of items left behind as proof and tribute by people that have experienced miracles. And the chapel is visited by hundreds of people, it says, for Sunday masses every year. And on the anniversary of the apparition, which would have been yesterday, people travel to the site, including from outside Puerto Rico, and the patron saint for Sabana Grande is San Isidro Labrador, celebrated May 15th. Okay, and that's what I have on that. All right. So let's see what her message and why she showed up for Puerto Rico. You know, Puerto Rico's been through heck, you know, they are tough people. And one of my girlfriends is Puerto Rican, and they are the best, some of the best people you'll ever meet. And Claudia, if you're watching, girl, hello. I love you, and I miss you. Okay. So, give me Puerto Rico, 1953, the Virgin Mary apparitions. Holy Mother, you visited there. What was the message about? What do we need to know about that? What do you want to share? I give thanks. The sun, she was there. And it's to, I think, bring warmth and clarity and to let people know that she's not far away, that she's tangible, she's accessible, and that her son, literally, to bring them back to her son, to bring light and clarity and truth. I love that one. My pleasure, Alice. The Nine of Cups. Very healing. And this was more, again, she always brings this. She likes to share and spread her love. And I feel like this was for the Puerto Rican people. I think if we look at these two together, the Sun and the Nine of Cups, because she loves them. And she knows that they go through a lot of hard stuff. And she wants them to persevere and be some spiritual, boost for them. So beautiful. It's such a beautiful feeling. There's the Holy Spirit. The top of the card, you see that? Bringing love with a heart. Oh, oh, oh. Just love her. I always will. Princess of Pentacles. I think these are the children, again. And the innocence and the openness. They don't say, nah, I didn't see that. They're like, oh, what was that? And she's saying we need to do that again. And we're capable of flipping that mindset, those eyes back on, I do that. And from time to time, and I find like just being outside, it's like, oh my God, it's wonderful. I can hear all the birds and I can kind of regress back to the appreciation of my childhood of that. And she's definitely, there is nature involved here too. And it's not just human beings, it's animals as well. I think she helps. They did say it was a rural area, didn't they? I think she helps, of course, the creatures, all creatures great and small. I'm seeing bunny, rabbits, foxes, deer, bears, fairies, and another little bear curled up there sleeping. And she's holding a baby fawn in her lap. It is such maternal, earthy, healing, like a blast of healing. I had a dream about her one time. And this was when I was pregnant with one of my kids. My second child, I think, and my oldest was about 3. And I had a dream that I just saw this light, and it was orange and gold and really strong orange gold, like a sunset, really beautiful. And I heard her voice. I didn't see an apparition of her, but I felt and saw the color of an energy that she was using. And her voice was beautiful and it was so strong. And she said, I'm the Blessed Virgin Mother, and I'm come here and I'm going to heal you. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, I'm down for that. And then I felt this wave of energy come over me and through me. And honestly, it was not unlike an orgasm. And okay. It is an energetic wave that you can feel. And it wasn't sexual, by the way. But I'm just trying to give an understanding of how you could feel a wave of energy that is like pleasurable, but it wasn't sexual. And it was very healing. And, I tend to think that I had a few dreams where I think I could have died. I think I was having some problems and didn't know. But because I had both my pregnancies were high risk. So when I had that dream of her, I know that she's capable of doing a lot more than the church wants to allow her to do. So when I see this, I feel like it's that energy again. It's that healing maternal energy that just wants to push this powerful light that is beautiful, that is healing into us, and for us to receive it. And that's really what that was for, and is remaining for Puerto Rico especially. But I think for anyone drawn to her in that apparition, that message. And she shows the Prince of Swords being mindful, being aware, calling for consciousness, and again, taking action with the Prince of Wands. So with the Prince of Swords being beginning to be more mindful, and especially with children again, it's about children. And they are our future. And it's about respecting innocence. And that goes with the innocence of the earth and the innocence of each other. The whole, we are interconnected, loving each other. Getting that. Again, she's going to show me the Knight of Coins. That is being someone that's willing to do the hard work. You don't shy away from it and just like want a powerful office, for your job. And I think there will be, I'm feeling like more people drawn to do, she's giving me a feeling just around the world, and not under any particular church or anything like that necessarily either, but just being more helpful to the less fortunate than themselves. And we see that every day. You pass somebody by, you can give them a smile if they look sad. Even if they don't smile back, who cares? They'll remember that you smiled at them. And that can make the difference. It's all these things, guys. It really is. It is awesome when that happens. You've had that too. And here's the Ace of Swords. Again, to me, this is clearing out the crud, talking about clearing out what doesn't serve us, talking about what's corrupt, and getting clear, being honest. And that it takes time, but we'll get there. And I think that message, especially for Puerto Rico, because they've been through so much and they've been devoted to her, and she's bringing clarity. Let's see what comes next. Oh, that she has a plan for them. They're going to become more, I think they're going to be brought in. I know they're considered a territory, but I think they become, their place in the world is finally secured after what they've gone through. She has a gift to give them. And it will be built up. It will take time and attention. And there's building of this. And I feel like it's with the economy, etc., the health and the well-being of the people, schools. It's the mundane, the Seven of Pentacles, the daily needs that we have. But look, with the world, she takes that mantle of hers and she just wraps us in it. And that's what she's doing. I feel like it anyway with Puerto Rico. She's going to help them get back on their feet, basically. So I hope that's helpful, you guys. Now, do you have any more questions? Let's see. I'm going to roll back to the top and see what people have said. All right. And I'll also come back down here. Anybody else ever have a dream where she's come and healed you, or Saint Michael? Michael's spoken to me once or twice about wars. So I work with him, and he's a family angel, but he helps us all. Okay. Yes, Claudia. Can you see what will happen to the soldiers and civilians trapped in the steel mill? Yes. And Mariupol. I think that they will take it back. Ukraine will take back Mariupol. I feel it in my heart. But I do need to throw the cards for that situation. But I've said before, I think that it will be like really destructive. You know, it'll be really flattened, like leveled. But they will get it back. And they will, I think, also get back the Crimea. They will get back the Donbas eventually. So Russia's going to have to give that back. I see that happening. Because I do a lot of readings because it's such a family concern for me. I've got family over around that area. And my history. So I do a lot of readings off camera. And watch a lot of videos about it. I had to take a break, though, recently. But I feel better today, so I can go back at it and work with my prayers for that. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's ask the Blessed Virgin Mary if she'd be so kind as to continue to work with us and the Holy Spirit and share with us what we need to know. And we ask for the protection of those who are trapped in Mariupol. And we ask for those Russian soldiers to do the right thing and leave. And leave them alone, not hurt them. Defy Putin. More of them. Maybe they will wake up to the ugliness of what they are doing. So let's see. What is the future for those that are trapped, the civilians and soldiers, in the steel mill in Mariupol? Mariupol, Ukraine. I get the Princess of Cups. Something unexpected. Crossing. The challenge is victory. Based on the Knight of Cups. This may be some sort of a truce. What you call ceasefire. I feel this is a ceasefire being ordered or demanded. People trying to work out a deal for those that are trapped there. There are things that are hidden that are not known. And this is also them hiding and being secure, hidden from sight. Do you feel that? Using intuition as well. Boy, using intuition. Really having to be aligned with their intuition. We must keep our prayers up for them. I see this recent past. I also get a very childlike card of the Princess of Pentacles. Near future is the Fool. This is a gamble or a risk. And faith and hope. And what it is being bridged by is, quote unquote, victory of a battle. And it's connecting to that battle is, I think, the Princess of Pentacles is like the city, is what's left, reduced. There's something new coming. It's a new cycle. Now, I don't know if they surrender or if there is some sort of a arrangement made to maybe trade, them out for Russian soldiers or something along those lines. I'm just putting that out there. Mine too, Claudia. Chechen soldiers are in Mariupol. Russia had deported more than 1 million Ukrainians to Russian territory. Yeah, they are why my mother and my great-grandmother and my grandmother had to flee Latvia. And they are why my grandfather was put in a Vorkuta, in a gulag for 10 years. I have feelings about that. Yes, they're trying to cover many fronts. Ukraine is grinding the Russian military to nothing. They won't be able to maintain any kind of victory. There's the fight again about Mariupol. There's something new coming, and I don't know if this is, again, a deal trying to be struck to get these people out safely, like a switch, you know, of people. Two of Cups. This makes me feel that there's two people very close working on something to agreement with this at the end of the day. Very working in concert. Knight of Swords is the fear, of course, would be devastation, them just, you know, attacking them. The final end result is the Nine of Cups. There's some window with the Fool of an opportunity, maybe to get some of them out or trade. I think there will be an agreement that way. And some, I feel like, will be able to get out. Let me get clarity. The King of Pentacles and Death. Who is this? Oh, he's got the bear. He's Russian. He's going to die. And there's going to be a different perspective. I don't know if he's a general. I think it could be that old boy they got in there that's a killer from Syria, that he was killing Syrians. There's going to be a different perspective. I see a death around. He's got two bears, so I feel like it's him. I think it's that general. See, sorry. There, now you can see it. I think it's the general that he's going to die. I keep getting that. That supposed to be that big, tough guy. Death comes. So this makes me feel like Mariupol is going to get by the scrape of its bottom. With the Fool, very big gamble. But there are hidden forces at work that I think are trying to keep them hidden and safe. That's crowning them. I sure hope that's not a Ukrainian general. Bears are also Ukrainian. I have a Ukrainian spirit bear. My little blue one, it's in the other room, protecting my husband. Prince of Swords, Seven of Cups. There's some delusion here, of confusion. Typical, probably, cluster F with Russian mistakes may happen. It's maybe also some of them wising up from that delusion of like, hey, I don't want to do this. What am I doing? And I think, again, we're going to see a top official that will pass through the Mariupol. Yeah, I know. I think he's number 8. Your Uncle Igor was from Odessa. Oh, wow. Well, as you guys know, I have Baltic blood, and from my DNA test, it showed that the whole area of the Ukraine and, of course, Latvia. And then I had some in Sweden and Finland. And it looked like Moldova, like that area, Georgia, around in there. Just that's where my mom's DNA comes from, I found out. And I've got most of hers, which is interesting too. Yeah. Anyway, well, that's another chat for another Sunday. But that is what I'm getting. And I think when this number 8, when he dies, there's I think going to be another change in morale. There's some shift that's coming. Now, I'm tending to think that this is a Russian general. And there is this delusion that's, I feel like, starting to break, like shatter a bit with more of them. Collaboration. And the people that are collaborating with them, the Chechens, whoever that is joining them, they're going to get injured. They're going to have a lot of injuries, head injuries, upper body injuries, and trauma. Oh, I'm sure everybody there is going to have that, but it's just a trauma pit. There's hope with the star for healing after this 10 of Wands. This horrible Russian oppression will be ended. So I think they will get it back, but it's not going to be pretty. That's the truth. They only know how to lie. I think they would be shocked to tell the truth. This is a big guy. I feel like this is that Devarov. Was it Devarov or something like that? Anyway, I counted out the numbers and he was like, oh, well, this would be number 8. And I did a reading on him and I did see that he probably would get injured. But I'm getting death here. And it could be, even if he doesn't pass, it could be an injury that is ending his career. You know, he won't be up and at him. So that is what I am getting. Let's see what else we have. Yeah. Booster seat Putin didn't think he would lose one general. Yeah, he's all about this stupid parade. He wants to be able to say, look, I am so virile. So May 9th, he'll have his little parade, but he's going to lie. I was shown that he's going to lie about being victorious. I know. You can't believe that he's going to lie about it, but control yourselves. Yes, he will lie to them. He'll try to get away with it. It's not going to work exactly out for him. No, my grandfather told me in the 90s, even when the glasnost was going on before he passed away, Janis, my grandfather, that was sent to Vorkuta, he said, even though this is all looking like it's a change, don't be fooled. The old players are still in place. So he taught me a lot. Pootie is in a lot of pain. He has some sort of, I've seen that, chronic illness, probably a form of cancer. The only Putin parade I look forward to is the one that marches on the streets with his cop. Yeah, he's, let's just say, let's just go forward in time. And can we ask what it's going to look like once he has passed? What is the reception? The end of Putin. Let's see what we're going to be shown. Let's see what I got. Well, the Knight of Pentacles is something I think that has long been planned or in the works, trying to be manifested. He's going to go. They're going to figure out a way to do it. And it's very strategic. It's the right combination of things, certain people, certain timing, everything. So it's going to happen. It will get worked out how they're going to do it. And then bon voyage. Hasta luego. Transition. Somebody is sent to heaven or sent to God. And there's a great sense of happiness. Real celebration. I feel like you're going to see people out in the streets. You know how Russia's always had to be very, oh no, we can't talk about that. Very shut down. I think you're going to see them open up and like they've never been able to. Some of them are going to be just like probably ripping the clothes off for joy. Hopefully not too much because it could be cold. Depends on the time of year. But I think summertime is crucial this year for him. Alice says, I think it is retribution for the atrocities of all of them committed in the other countries. Yes, like Syria. It all adds up for real. You know, I got that the karma card for Putin, and it was basically saying you don't even have to bother with revenge. Let karma, because what karma's got is way better than what anything any of us could do. It's going to go to town on him. Autumn said that the foot tapping is a KGB trick to help them. It is. I've heard about that, to focus on the current situation. Yes. It's also a means that it's resetting. I've been taught that. So I didn't think about them doing it, but yeah. He's very much old KGB through and through. I'm back. Hi, Paula. Yes. Let's see what else we have here. The Ukrainian soldiers in Mariupol know that if they are caught by Russia, they will be killed. Yeah. I think that there's some big risk, some big chance, some gamble that will be taken. And I think some of them are going to make it out. I can't say that I believe that probably all. I'm hopeful. But it looks like there might be something in the works that will be an agreement with that Two of Cups. So maybe there will be an exchange. Maybe they can stop and get a ceasefire and then and get those people out. I'm hopeful. We'll have to wait and see. I will check and see if Mary has a message for you. Okay. Russia bombed a building yesterday in Odessa. A mom and a 3-month-old baby were killed. Hi, Kath. Yes, and that is the one thing I've been shown about this war that will be Putin's undoing, would be the, before any of this really started, would be the cruelty toward children and women and elderly, disabled people in general. So he's just heartless. I'm shown that he has no feelings. It's like literally numb. 4 of Cups. Totally disconnected from his emotions. So, Jake, I will see if Mary has a message for you. And then I'm going to ask her for us all. And then I'm just going to round out and close the live. because I am starting to get a little thirsty, a little tired, and I need to go to the bathroom. But I'll go for a little while longer. I still have a little more juice in me yet. Little go juice. Okay. Mary, do you have a message for Jake? Blessed Virgin Mary. Yeah, I'll take that, Jacqueline. Okay. Let's see what Mary's message for you is, Jake. Planning, intending to making your life better day to day, and tending to details for growth and job, and just, how you live, and just to keep that. She's saying you're on track, and just to keep doing that, because it will lead to, as this card does, a harvest. It's like you are taking care of yourself, taking care of aspects of your life like you would plants, you making sure that you get good food for thought, this kind of thing. And she shows me the success card and completion. Goals will be reached. Remain diligent in tending to them, and she will help you achieve them. You can reach out to her. And she's got you surrounded there with her mantle, in my opinion. And the Holy Spirit, the dove, is there too. And she is with you. And she looks out for you. So she's kind of like saying, I cover you with my mantle. And she gives you an angel card of temperance, to moderate. And this is for all of us. This is about finding the middle path, not being at one extreme or another. And that takes time and patience. So it's the middle way. It's the temperance. It's balance. And that also means we have to reclaim our power, be accountable, do our shadow work and our light work. And the 10 of Cups. There's happiness. And to me, this is, in the next world, some kind of fulfillment with a collective. I think family, ancestry is kind of what I'm picking up. There's healing. And working on healing, maybe like family dysfunction, and forgiving family, that kind of thing, community. It's about making the energy not extreme one way or the other. And then there's healing. The sun, she's sending you energy. This is healing. And the Lovers. Again, there might be a mate coming for you if you don't already have one, or this could be a partner just saying that choices, make thoughtful choices, spiritual love, as well as, mundane. So also being led, allow yourself to be led to perhaps a partner that would be good for you. And sometimes this could be disillusionment, maybe from childhood, and some loss that needs to be healed, that not everything is lost, that there's a lot yet that's going to be really good despite losses in life. And just to renew yourself, and remember to, again, the eyes of a child, nature, and she's with you. Okay. Let's see here. What else? Thank you for the reading today. By the way, I just discovered you yesterday by accident. Oh, I'm so sorry you lost your beautiful black kitty. Crossed the Rainbow Bridge 3 weeks ago and was looking for Blackcat videos. Oh, I am so sorry. Um, I have, as you've probably seen, my black cat is huge. She was laying back here, but she's like 18 pounds. So I will be sure to put up some more pictures and videos of her for you. She's a lovey dove. And I'm so sorry. And I've got candles on my family altar, and I lift up your heart and your kitty, and you'll see him again. I love black cats too. And thank you so much. YouTube's been cutting my subscribers. I don't know what's going on with them. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Seriously. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and finish out the live because I'm starting to lose my voice. This will be the last question I'm taking, okay? Which is Jacqueline, and she wants to know if I see a relationship with Jacob happening. So let me just focus on that. And again, this is the last question for the live. I want to thank you guys. Please put a thumbs up if you haven't, and share. Make sure that you check from time to time that you're still subscribed to me if you don't see stuff, because they've been cutting my subscribers. Okay. Oop. Jacob. Let me see. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Jacqueline's relationship with Jacob. Would she have a relationship? Is that meant to work out? What is the advice? I'm just going to go ahead and ask the Blessed Virgin because I feel her presence here, and I'm already tapped into that. So, Mary, what can you share with Jacqueline about this relationship that she's questioning, curious about? Is that going to happen, or is there something else she needs to be aware of? Jacqueline. Well, there's a delay, and this means this is the hangman, or the hanged one in this case. This is the Star Tarot, in case you're curious what deck I'm using. And this delay is meant for us, you, to get a different perspective, to look at it, to use the time that you are not with this person, or in the in-between, to view this from another perspective, maybe from his perspective, from, maybe like what you're doing now, another, the perspective of the universe. So it is to open up your thinking and your perception, okay? And there is a delay for a reason. The world. This will come to I think, a successful conclusion or success. This is the last card in the deck of the tarot, and it is the end of the journey, and it's the completion of a journey, success. I think that these two cards say yes, but there is a delay, and do not rush that delay. That delay is important because of the things that you will come to realize in that time. And things will, I feel, come about the way they're supposed to with this relationship. Good night, Lily. Thank you for being here. And I get the Six of Swords. Okay. So this is about moving in a positive direction and a change, possible actual moving, Jacqueline. But I see things going in a better direction with that time because of that delay. And because your awareness, your perception will change. And things go more smoothly. And take it lightly. Use a lot of humor with this person. And I think that it's going to kind of develop and come around. There's the 10 of Cups. Yeah, I think that there will be a relationship that could happen. But don't push. You don't need to give lots of oxygen. And usually when you give people lots of oxygen, they're kind of like, what? You know? And allow this time to get the perspective that you need, because there's a different perspective, and perhaps one, again, out of more fun, less serious, more silly. Good night, everyone. Claudia. Slava Ukraini. Oops. You get the Hierophant. That could be a message of marriage, proposal, perhaps. I don't know if there's like something to do with faith or tradition or belief. This can be like the group, public people and home. Communication. Yeah, I think so. I think it will work out if it's meant to work out. The only thing is you got to open up. And that might be what takes time. So just go gently with him. I hope that makes sense. And if you need to, you can always replay this again and just allow the time that you have right now is important for a different perspective. And then I see there's a positive change. And I think you guys will come back up, or it will end up together. That's what I get. Let me know. All right, you guys. Before I lose my voice completely, I want to send you out with some Reiki. So I'm activating it, and all you have to do is receive it. It is Chi. And I want to thank you so much for being part of my life. You guys make it so much fun every week. I enjoy it. And I think I'm going to be on with Deanne tomorrow. So I will see you guys soon. All right. Take care. Please remember to give a thumbs up, share, and have a great rest of your Sunday. All right. Bye.